Pro Recovery Power. So go ahead, Alika.
Oh, all right. Mahalo. Thank you so much. So again, my name is Alika Gambo. I'm originally from the Big Island. I'm from Waimea. And I like to thank God, give God glory, everybody around me, the credit for where I'm at today in my life. So Pro Recovery Power, we're 501c3 established in Hawaii, but I can operate in California as well. And I want to talk about the vision because I was taught that where there's no vision, people perish. And Pro Recovery Power, we only have one vision because two visions will fall. Division and a house divided against itself cannot stand. So the vision for Pro Recovery Power is for identities to be found, lives restored, and purpose known. Those three things happen to me in that order. And that's why I speak with such conviction and passion about this, because one thing addiction is very, very, very good at is stripping us of our identity. And that's why that's the first part in the vision statement for my nonprofit. We got to find out who we are. Because in an addiction, we put our identity in things. So when we lose the things, we lose our identity. So that's the first thing that we got to do is find out who we are. And then lives restored. So it's kind of like being on an airplane. You know, when the flight attendants say, hey, get turbulence there. The mask fall on, they tell you to put your mask on first. Because if you pass out, you're not helping your kids or the person sitting next to you. So in order for me to help you restore your life, my life got to be restored first. And so that deep, dark pit that I was in, God, I found out he had some long arms. He reached down in that pit. He pulled me out. He restored my life. And it segues right into purpose. He told me, bro, you know what you do now? You jump back in that hole. He told me, you jump back in that hole and you help other people out. And, the two most important days of my life was the day I was born and the day I found out why. I know exactly why I'm on this planet. I know exactly why the drugs never take me out, the alcohol never take me out, the reckless decision makings never take me out, because God had a plan for me before the foundations of the earth. I didn't know it yet, though. And so I no longer walk around scratching my head wondering, what on earth am I here for? I know exactly why I'm here. Purpose, where purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. My addiction lasted me 20 years because I didn't know what the purpose of my life was. So I abused myself with drugs and alcohol. I was making all the wrong decisions. Where purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. If I don't know the purpose of something, then I will misuse it. I will abuse it. I didn't know what the purpose of my life was, so I abused my life. I abused myself. Then that's the day when I got sober. I got connected back with God. I found out who I was, my identity. My life got restored, and my purpose was made known to me. And those three things, like I said, happened to me in that order. So that is the vision for Pro Recovery Power. And then our mission is to reach the masses who suffer from drug and alcohol addiction, help them find their way out of darkness into the light, out of ignorance into the light, and recover from addiction. And so how exactly we help people? I host different types of events. And so one event I host, it's like big sober parties. I'm out here in Orange County. Orange County is the recovery capital of the world out here. And I live right here. I live in Anaheim. And so thousands of people show up to these events. And the reason why I started doing it is to facilitate connection between others in recovery, because that is the opposite of addiction. Sobriety is not the opposite of addiction, it's connection. And I'm all about leading from the front. I'm all about, doing it first. Come, follow me. I'll show you. I'm about showing people recovery is possible, showing people you can have fun and stay sober. And so I invite people to come. There's different speakers, get food, get vendors, get all kinds of different stuff. And so that's one type. The other type is just straight fun. Like the majority of people that show up to my events, they're in treatment. They're like 30 days, 90 days around that area right there. Tons of them show up, and I just want to provide something for them to have fun. So the last event I did was here at the Angel Stadium. Get food, get games, get raffle prizes, and all kind of just fun. Then we all go into the game together. And then we just have fun. We talk story, build relationships. And then the last type of event, which is my favorite type, it's the most impactful, is educational seminars. I'm huge on education and prevention. I already service the people that cross the line over into addiction. And I also service the people that like the children, the kids, preventing them from crossing that line. And I also service the people on the other side of addiction, the family members, the spouses, the children. I'm the liaison between all the drug addicts and alcoholics in the world, and the rest of the world. I believe lives will change because of understanding, but it will all happen through education, and that's why I'm big on education. So when I'm teaching in these educational seminars, I see the light bulbs start going on and like the parents specifically in their heads, I see their eyes start to water. I see the tears falling down, and then they come up to me after and they thank me because now, bro, I got better understanding now, bro. Now I understand my son. Now it makes sense of what my husband is going through. So I'm big on education, and this is a big part also outside of all of that. This is a huge part of what we do also as a nonprofit organization. Is about a year ago, I was getting, one call and then one text and then emails and social media. And I started getting flooded with people telling me that Hawaii doesn't have enough resources for treatment specifically. And so, I was like, okay, okay, there's a problem. So what I did was I created a solution around that problem. And it didn't just take me, it took a team of us to make this happen. And so I started trying to figure out, I was going to different organizations, different companies, trying to figure out how can I help people come from Hawaii and get the quality care up here in California? Like, how am I supposed to do this? I asked God to guide me and show me, direct my steps, direct me in my thinking, open new doors, introduce me to the right people. And sure enough, that is exactly what he did. And, I get phone calls every day for somebody new from Hawaii every day. I'm not exaggerating. Every day, and it just breaks my heart. Like especially like when the mothers call me, bro, that is 1 hour conversation guaranteed. Because they searching, they looking, they love the kids, they love their spouse, they love their family. They're trying to figure out what they're gonna do, and they got a vent sometimes too. And the thing is, I know exactly what it's like to be addicted. I know exactly what it's like to have suicidal ideation, to be full of anxiety, to be depressed, to where people start treating you like you're a leper. People don't like you. They're talking about you. Your family kind of stay over there now, and your mental health is shot. Your finances is good. You no more not that anymore. You burn all your bridges. But I know exactly what that's like because I went through that. And so, a lot of people that I've been helping come in for treatment out of Hawaii, it's I'm more effective than if it was somebody else because when people see me, they go, "Oh, bro, this guy look like me. He got the same tattoos as me. He talk like me. We grew up the same." And so, they put them a little bit more at ease. So I'm gonna walk you guys through the process on exactly how, and it took like a year for me to figure all this out. I mean, which is not that long, honestly. But it took me a minute to figure out, okay, what is the process of how I can get people over here? Because when I first started doing this, everybody was coming to me. They had Quest or they had no insurance. The only way I could get people out here in the beginning was through the employer's insurance if they was working. But honestly, the people that really need help, the majority, they didn't have a job, they're not working, they didn't have insurance. So that was a big hurdle. And so I continued to keep my hand to the plow. I continued to try to figure this out and make phone calls and set meetings up and talk to this person. They introduced me to this organization and they introduced me to this one. And then, I make God is just filtering me through all these people to get the right people in front of me. And that's exactly what happened. So now for the people that already have insurance to their employer, I can get them up here. That's no problem. Now the people who don't have insurance. So I got connected with this organization that they helped me with this. They introduced me to somebody else. And so these people that I work with, I utilize their services. These are insurance advocates. They help people get the proper insurance that they need to be able to come up here to California and get the care that somebody needs. So When somebody's brought up here, like I just had my friend, I used with him from when I was like 18 years old. He's up here. He just got off the plane yesterday. He's up here in treatment. Bro, I get choke Hawaiians up here right now. From the Big Island, Maui. I get one guy from Molokai coming this week. One other guy from the Big Island, Oahu, and Kauai right now. So I get people from all over the state of Hawaii coming here. And the quality of care up here, I mean, it's like nowhere else in the world, to be honest. Because Orange County, where I live, this is the recovery capital of the world. There's more treatment centers, mental health facilities than any other place on the planet. And so when people come to me, like the quality of care, this is how it goes. So the facility pays for their ticket to fly up here, and it pays for them to go back home. That is California law. If XYZ company flies them up here, they have to, by law, fly them back home, the same place they came. They cannot go like, hey, I like go to drop me off in Oahu because I get family. No, you said you're going right back where you came from. So when the clients get here, the first thing, they get picked up by the facility right at the airport. They take them, the first place they go is detox. In detox, right, these guys, they get nurses, they get their own doctors, they get their own case manager, they get their own therapist. And detox over here, right? So it's you're in $1 million house. Get AC, get food, you get your own bed, your own pool outside. So the quality of care is amazing up here. And after detox, they do rounds every 30 minutes, check the vitals. So these people is safe. And then they move over to residential. And then they start going and attending groups. And then after that happened, after that process is over, they move over to PHP, partial hospitalization program. And they do 4 groups a day. They all move into a sober living that's attached to the treatment center. And then they get the van, pick everybody up. They take them to the facility, take them to the center, all the PHP and ILP clients. And then they all, the outpatient basically. And then they all, they attend 4 groups a day. And then after that, when they move over to IOP, then they do a little bit less groups a day. It depends on the case manager and everything like that. And so they can do up to 90 days SUD treatment. After that, they can do 90 days mental health, because addiction is just the surface stuff that everybody can see. The underlying causes, the causes and conditions of why we do what we do falls under the mental health category. So it's 90 days of mental health too. And so like altogether, people can stay up here for 90 days in SUD and then 90 days in mental health. Because you separate people like me from drugs and alcohol, we can still manipulate, we can lie, we can steal your truck, we can cheat on our taxes, cheat on our spouse, we can operate exactly the same, but we sober. Like big deal, you sober. So, like getting the care for the people, my people in Hawaii is very, very, very important to me. God shifted my focus and shifted my heart to the state of Hawaii about a year ago. And I also host events back home in Hawaii as well. But that process of it took me about a year to connect all these dots and make all these connections and meet all these people and everything like that, to where I built that bridge from Hawaii here to California, and then for these people to go back home. So the bridge is built. I mean, I bet every dollar I got that people in Hawaii, there's thousands of people that need help, but they just don't know that help is available. They don't know that. They don't know. They never met me. They don't know what I do. So I really need your guys' help to really spread the word and let people know. I have access to over 500 beds. Nobody will ever have to wait for a bed out of the state of Hawaii. And it's growing and it's growing and it's growing. So, in 2 years, I have access to like 2,000 beds, so, it's just, like I said, this is all purpose for me, and so I'm very, very passionate about this. If you guys couldn't tell, and it's just my whole life. I have a business in recovery, in treatment, a group facilitating business. I'm a partner in another business, and I get this nonprofit, and it all revolves around treatment or recovery in some way, shape, or form. But people, they're not struggling anymore. They're just suffering. And I know what that's like. I know what it does to the family. I know what it does to marriages. I know what it does to relationships with our children. Because I destroyed everything, but recovery was designed to transform us into different human beings. And as a byproduct of that, we stay sober. not the other way around. Sobriety is not the goal. Sobriety is the foundation I built my life on, you know? So I just want to share the solution with my people of Hawaii out there. So long story short, that's exactly who I am. It's not what I do, it's who I am. And people, they call me and they thank me and they cry on the phone. I cry on the phone. And like, I let people know I'm just the water bottle. I'm not the water. You know, he's the water. He's the source. I'm the resource. That's all it is. I'm just available. God said, hey, I need you. I said, okay, yep, I'm available. Use me. And that's exactly what I've been doing for the last 7 years. So thank you guys.
Mahalo, really appreciate all the work that you're doing, not only for those who are recovery and but the families, yeah. And all of us here in Hawaii. So we really appreciate you and our partnerships. Anybody have any questions?
And can I say one more thing too? Sorry.
Sure.
So, because this was brought up, I just put my phone number in the chat. You guys can give my phone number to anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. But I forgot. I think it was Rachel asked me to come speak at their thing. Like, if you guys need me to come share, come speak at this meeting, that I am totally available. Because I was taught none of us have time. We all make time, all of us. So this is so important to me. I can make time for stuff like this, even with the time difference.
Hey, mahalo. Anybody else have anything they wanted to add?
Yeah, so
Right.
we do referrals. How do we refer somebody to you directly to you?
Yeah, to me, yeah. You can send them directly to me. You can. So what I've been doing now? Oh, by the way, I gotta really recognize somebody. I gotta recognize Michelle Kobayashi. Michelle, oh my gosh, she has sent me a lot of people. So recently she introduced me to Carrie. Carrie is I'm pretty sure she's still at this meeting, but I was able to assist Carrie's brother up here into treatment, and you know, it was amazing to see the support, because when somebody flies up here from some other part of the country, it's usually just them. Oh, four of his sisters flew up here with him to show him support, you know, and I mean, it's so fulfilling. It's such a fulfilling life. But anyways, you can connect me directly. Like, my phone number is in there. If you guys know anybody, you can. This is usually what I've been doing so far. Is if you know somebody, put us all in a group message to introduce me, and then I can kind of, you know, go from there. You know, and the best way, you can give out my number, but if you know somebody need help, give me their number, because chances are they're not gonna call me. I gotta call them. You know, I know what I remember what that was like too. That's why I never call nobody. You know. And also, you can go to our website, prorecoverypower.com. You can send us messages there. On social media, it's Pro Recovery Power, or Alika. You can, my personal one, Alika Gamba. We're on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, I get messages from all of them, all those platforms, and emails too.
Alika,
Thank you.
Yes.
Alika, can you explain the first of the month enrollment?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so anybody that applies for medical insurance, the enrollment period is the first of the month. So I talked to this girl from Honoka'a yesterday, and a mom from Hilo last night. And so when I explained the process, what Carrie's talking about, the enrollment period is the first of the month. So today, what is today, the 8th? The 8th, I think. And so if somebody had insurance like today, they still, the policy wouldn't be active until the 1st. So November 1st, they'll be able to come up here for treatment. So it's usually like the first 10 days of the month, boom, like everybody start flying in. You know, like when I met Carrie and the family, it was at the end of the month already. So it was like fast. It was like within, like I talked to them on Monday, Wednesday, they was up here already, you know, so it was real quick.
Anybody else have any questions? Okay, if not, again, mahalo so much,
Yeah.
Lika. Really appreciate you.
I just wanted to say, I just
Yeah.
thank you so
Oh, yeah.
much. And it makes me so happy to hear the length of time, because I always feel that that's a big component, is that the it's too short and they're not really addressing the mental health piece. So is that something that you help make happen, or how does that?
Yeah. So, yes, basically, so I'm the bridge that gets everybody over here, my nonprofit, really. I'm the bridge. And then I have partnerships with different organizations. And the people, I know the owners, like I have a personal relationship with all the owners. And I don't align myself with people who don't have character, not at all. Because this industry, there's a dark side to this industry, and so where I send all the people from Hawaii, these people in good hands. I know the owners personally. He's one of my good friends. I see him almost every week. And he's been in business over 2 decades. So he's doing something correct. And all the people from Hawaii, I send them all to the same place, so they feel a little bit more at home. And it's a little more comfortable and familiar and everything. So um yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and another thing is I'm trying to plan an event out there in Hawaii in December. So if anybody is willing to help, let me know. My phone number is in the chat, because it's very difficult for me to operate a business, a nonprofit. I get two young kids, and a partner in another business, and doing this what I'm doing, and try to plan for something in Hawaii as well. It's very difficult. I mean, my board, they help, but they all get jobs too and everything. So I don't really have any boots on the ground other than like Carrie, Michelle, and one of my aunties in Waimea.
I can support that. Thank you.